first, can you tell me your name and title?
My name is Anthony Payton. I'm the equipment manager. No, I'm not. I'm the offensive coordinator.
And then, I know this is a little vague, a little broad, but can you tell me a little bit about yourself, maybe your background, how you got into football?
Oh, man. Probably easier if you ask me directly what it is, because it's not, but just talk all day. No, but, I mean, I've been involved in football since I was a baby. And I can remember 4 or 5 years old. I can remember catching footballs from my parents in the yard. That led to me, playing Little League football, Pop Warner, if you will, middle school, high school, college, of course, pro level. So, and I just fell in love with it, I've been doing it so long, it's just part of my DNA, so I really don't even know how to answer that question, to tell you the truth. Football is everywhere for me, it's everything to me, so, yeah.
So I know that you call yourself a football scientist.
Y'all brought that up? Okay.
Can you tell me about that title, where that comes from?
I mean, I off the field, when I'm not doing football stuff, I really dive into neuroscience and human biology and stuff like that. And so I just like things that have to deal with principle. And so anytime I'm designing a player, I'm studying the players based on principle, not methods and trends. I always go with just the fact that you can't be in two places at one time. So when I'm designing plays, I attempt to think like a defensive player and what they're supposed to do and what their principles are, and I make them break their rules. You can't be in two places at one time, so I try to put people in situations where they have to decide. And no matter what you decide, you're going to be wrong. So that's why I get the science part of it. It's an absolute, if you will. So I was trying to be funny in the band app. The years I've been here, we always have cut up and joked in the band app. So I just didn't want to put my name, so I put football scientist. It sounded good, I guess.
So you mentioned years you've been here. You've been with Pirates. You have a past here. If you could tell me a little bit about that.
So 18, I came and started as offensive coordinator. Had a decent season that year. Had a couple of MVPs and All-Stars that year. Second year, 2019, Jawad made me the head coach, and we tried to continue the whole thing. Had a couple of guys that made it, MVPs and All-Stars again, and I left to go and take a job at Carolina. Ended up staying down there for a while, and I kind of walked away from it. I was up for an arena job, a head coach in the Arena League, because they was coming back. Was excited about that. Was gonna have a big budget. Ended up not going through. The league didn't finalize the deal or whatever, and so I was sitting at home working on a trucking company, and Jawad called me and said, "Hey man, you want to come up here and get down?" Actually, Coach Stout called me to see if I was interested, and I said absolutely, 'cause I love that dude to death, and I love working with him when we were in Louisville together, and so it was another opportunity to work with somebody that has a great mind for the game, and so Jawad blessing it with, "Hey, I want you up here." It was an easy move to make, So here I am.
And then currently you're coaching the number 3 offense in the league. Tell me a bit about your offense.
Number 3 is unsatisfactory for me. I wish it was a little bit higher than that. I expect great things from these guys, and it's easy to coach them because they're so talented. And I've said in many interviews, Jawad does a great job at getting great players in here. He should be in the NFL, being a personnel guy or something. He's really good at what he does, and so he makes it easy for me. And then I have a supporting staff, whether it's Sergio or Mook or Coach Stout. We always go back and forth, and I always take input and things like that. So it makes it easier for me, So, but the bottom line is, with my offense, I just put myself in those players' shoes because I played the game for so long. I started playing in the IFL in '99, and then from '99 I went to the AFL and played net for 7 years, and then became a coach. And all I'm doing is just showing these guys what I did when I was a player. Taking from some of the guys that taught me. Taking from some of the guys some of the playbooks that I was in, Hornsey and Mike Daly and Art Bett and all those guys, all the big arena teams back in the day. All I did was just pay attention to what was going on. And for me, it's like when I go home, it's just not in the office. It's I'll go home tonight and I'll be thinking about football stuff, reflecting on football stuff. So it never turns off on me. It's a 24-hour deal for me.
And then I'm actually a really big fan of how you speak. You've mentioned superpowers, like people's superpowers. Can you talk to me about your superpower? And then as a fun little exercise, maybe run through the offense and talk about each individual's superpowers. First, can you define superpowers?
Superpowers is something that, wow, I wouldn't expect the next question. Never been asked that before. A superpower is just something that's your essence, I guess. Something you're good at. Everybody's great at everything, and the way I operate is I look at everybody as they're important. You know what I'm saying? And when I deal with people in the public, they're important. So I always try to find the best out of everybody. My superpower is, I guess, I just love everybody. My curses, I don't know how to say no. So it's like when players ask me for stuff, and anybody asks me anything, it's hard for me to say no. If I can do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find a way to get it done. So I guess that's my superpower. It's a weakness at the same time because people take advantage of me. But I would rather lose and watch somebody win than win and watch somebody lose. That's how I operate. And as far as what I mean by superpowers, in my opinion, everybody on the football field has to bring something to the game. And they have to be the best at it, So, like for Russo and Dro, they're the best quarterbacks. So, of course, one of them are going to be on the football field, For T.O., his superpower is catching the ball and his spatial awareness, For Zico, it's his ability to be athletic and jump and run and make moves in space, make moves in no space and get plays out of it. DC's superpower is the fact he's long and fast and lanky. He has all the tools, His football intelligence is second to none. Jimmy Robinson, we all know his superpower is he runs 4.2. How many people in the United States can do that right now? So, and JR's Jimmy Robinson's his football intelligence is very high. On the line, Hunter, football intelligence high. Vaughn, intelligence high. Big guys, they have the body, they have the frame for it. Bell, big body, has a frame for it, and his football intelligence is high. So everybody brings something to the table, and it's like you having that 1/8. And so, are you the best guy that's in this position on our team? That's the thing you have to decode. You have to see what they can do, how fast they can do it. And I think that's another one of my superpowers. I can look at a guy and tell you if he can play or not just by talking to him, just by spending about 15 minutes with him. I'll tell you if he can play or not. And sometimes I'm not right. I've been wrong a few times, but. I always just give guys the opportunity to prove me wrong, whether I'm watching a highlight film, we bring them in with Jawad's blessings, and then we have to confirm it on the field. But I always look for the best out of everybody. Everybody has a superpower. I think everybody has a superpower. Even children have superpowers. You got to take the time to see it, And I forgot about Dan Williams. He had his superpowers, his size, He's a strong guy, catches the ball well, he's a big body. And all those elements, you need those on the football field because you never know what you're going to need on each play.
And then word around town is that you're a musical genius.
Man,
can you tell me a little bit about that?
I am not a musical genius. I was raised in the church, and my mother was a piano player and singer, and so of course being in church 4 days a week, she would be in the back talking to the elders and. She'll spend about a half an hour to an hour talking to people after church. We had already been there for 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And so it's like I'm sitting here as a kid, like, what am I going to do? I don't want to jump on the pews. I started banging on the piano when like 5 years old, and it just stuck with me, man. And so I've been playing piano since I was a baby. And so now it's just one of them things where it's like the piano is an extension of ideas. And I started writing songs and getting into poetry and things like that. I put a few albums out. Wrote a few songs for some artists, have a couple songs overseas on TV shows. And it's just one of them things that I do when I'm not doing football, I stay busy, man. My mind wanders. I got ADHD, so I'm always just all over the place. But I just try to be productive. I try to be of service to people, and people love the way I sing and they love the way I play, so it's like, okay, I'll do it, But it's gotten to a point now you got to pay me for me to do it now. I used to do it free back in the day, but I don't do it for free anymore. But it's all fun. It's all fun.
And then taking it back to football, what are your goals for the remainder of the season, and then how do you plan to accomplish them?
Goals for me, first and foremost, is to get these guys out of here. Is to give them the tools and empowerment to realize their dreams. So I like to talk to every player and find out what they want to do, where they want to be. And the bottom line is, if they're doing the best they have to do, that's going to lead us to winning games, because it's all going down the same path. They want to be in the NFL, XFL, USFL, whatever it is. What I do is I look at those players and I see what I believe they're missing, because I have a lot of NFL friends. I've been around a lot of NFL, camps and things like that, and I have a feeling what they're looking for. And basically it's just excellence. You got to be great at what you do. The NFL doesn't sign guys that's just as good as. They sign guys that can be better than. And so my thing is just, if you pay attention to the small things, looking the ball all the way in when you catch it, platform when it comes to quarterbacks, hand placement when it comes to linemen, route running when it comes to receivers, all those things they look at, because those guys are investing six figures in you. And that's the mindset I have to get through with these guys. They're not just going to spend money on a guy that's just as good. That's almost like you're going out buying a house or an expensive car. You're going to go through that thing with a fine-tooth comb, right? And so when they're looking at you, they're looking for a reason to say no. Don't give them a reason to say no. But if we fix that with the play on the field, then it works for itself. So my biggest thing is, when you leave here, don't come back. I don't want to hear from you no more, unless you call and say, "Coach, what's up? Thanks for whatever, or whatever it might be." But I want you to go there and stay there. And so I feel like this is one of those things where we bring in guys that have played high level, they're trying to get back. Now let's look at what caused you to be here in the first place. Is it your speed? Is it your size? Is it your strength? Is it your attitude? And a lot of it is sometimes it's not the on the field stuff, it's off the field stuff, showing the meeting on time, being accountable for stuff, taking ownership of everything, And sometimes it's hard for young men to realize that you can't blame everybody else for where you are. You have to take accountability for where you are. And so part of being a football coach is being a psychologist and a psychiatrist. And so my goal is to just get these guys to where they want to be, but I think getting those guys to where they want to be is getting us to a championship also. And for me, I don't think NFL teams will pay attention until you are in that last game. And so that's the goal, is to get to that last game and win one. One of the biggest reasons I came back is because all these years I've been coaching, I don't have anything on these fingers, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what it's all for. It's to win it all, We was close on our series as a head coach, but we came up short. Just got another opportunity, got to take advantage of it.
And then speaking of a championship, we started our season with a championship-winning quarterback who eventually went down after the first game. We brought in Anthony Russo, and can you tell me about their synergy between those two and what that has looked like since then?
Man, I'm going to tell you what, both of them guys are great competitors. And if I had to close my eyes and pick, I wouldn't be afraid to do that, Russo came in, Jawad did a great job. Come on, man. I don't think we give Jawad enough credit on how he gets guys in here. Anthony Russo, in my opinion, he's one of the best passing quarterbacks in this league. And I have a feeling that if he keeps doing what he does and gets the right opportunities, he's not going to be here long, because he has all the tools, the size, the arm strength, the intelligence. And Joe has the same thing. And so when those guys are working together, they support one another. I haven't heard or felt any type of animosity towards one another. They're like, I consider them brothers, tell you the truth, because they help one another out on the sideline, on the field, in practice. It's just a chemistry thing, And it was tough for me when Joe started getting better, because I'm like, what are we gonna do? Russo's playing so good, but at the same time, this is Joe's team, and it's going back and forth. But the way Joe handled it is amazing, and the way Russo's handling it is amazing. So that's just a testament to that character, It's a testament to the love that we have in this organization, Bottom line is, whether you're on the field or not, if we win, we win, and if we're winning, people are looking at us. But it comes down to the fact that I think you can interchange either one of those guys and they're going to get the job done, And so I trust both of them. Sometimes they'll change the play, what I call it, and I'm cool with that, But I love that. I love my quarterbacks to be involved. I love my quarterbacks to have say-so in the offense, because it's theirs. It's not mine. I draw the plays up, but y'all got to goddamn play. I think Joe has made Russo's transition from the outdoor game a lot easier. The thing about it is, a rookie quarterback coming in here, doing what Russo's doing, that's just a testament to the people around him. You know, Coach Stout's been in this game for a long time. I've played this game. Sergio's played this game, and we all counsel with those guys and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I know is going on, and so I think it makes it easier for him. But he's lights out, man. And when he gets hot, you're gonna be in trouble, you know. But if something unfortunate happens, we don't lose a step. And I always tell my quarterbacks, I say the backup quarterback has to be better than the starting quarterback, because if something unfortunate happens, unfavorable happens, we can't miss a beat. We got to keep moving. And so, you know, Joe just has to take mental reps because he doesn't get all the reps in practice and has to be ready to go. But, I mean, I like the dynamic we have with both our quarterbacks. Love them to death.
And then finally, one last thing. Is there anything you want to tell Pirates fans watching?
Come to the games. Get your friends, family, cats and dogs to come to the game. We got to pack this place out this last game, you know. This game is a beautiful game. It's not the same watching it on TV. Once you come to a game and feel the energy and get to sit next to the players and talk to the players and touch the players, it's no better feeling. It's a mix between hockey, basketball, indoor soccer, football. It's all mashed together. It's a great game, man. It's a great game. So come out and watch the games.
Cool. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Can I breathe now? Dude, you asked me what a superhero. You can't do that. You got to give me like a forewarning.